I don't want any of the males going down in the comments saying anything. I know what you're looking at, and I need you to keep control of yourself, okay? Just keep control of yourself. I misuse my money. That's why I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. To jail. They got me for fraud.
Never. Y'all will never do that again.
Don't worry, I'm not quitting my day job. But we all need a break from politics. Even though politics is literally everything. Like everything. Like you cannot escape politics as much as you want to, but it's everything. But anyways, I'm going to give us all a kind of break of sorts from politics.
Thank you for that.
And for that break, I'm going to be looking at Sean Kingston. I'm going to date myself here. Used to be a big thing when I was a kid. And by kid, I mean early teenage years. We'll just leave it at that.
We're all getting so old.
And a lot of people don't know this because he's kind of fallen out of relevancy. I mean, he had like a flash in the pan hit and opportunity to expand. It didn't seem like it went anywhere. I think part of that was maybe because I believe his mom was his manager. And look, anytime like these singers and artists and stuff, whenever they let their parents manage them, immediately all the red flags go up and a lot of bad things do happen. And Sean Kingston is one of those people that had some bad things happen to him. Am I saying he's not responsible for, you know, what he did? No, because he most definitely is. He's too damn old at this point when he was doing a lot of this stuff. And I'm going to link down below. There's a video by, I believe, I want to say Spencer Cornelia. It might have been CoffeeZilla, but I'm pretty sure it was Spencer Cornelia, who was going over like all the things that he and his mom were doing. And this was stupid stuff like, oh, I'm going to get this watch. Tell them I'll send them a check, you know, after. I'm a big superstar. I'm opening up for Justin Bieber on his tour. And you know, a lot of these jurors, they fell for it because, you know, having someone that opens up for Justin Bieber wearing your chain or your watch, it gives a sort of profile standard. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that is a true, fair assessment. And he would essentially take the jury and leave and never pay.
You're a liar and a thief.
And it would be hard for these companies to get this stuff back. A lot of them didn't get it back. I don't know if they've gotten it back as a result of his arrest and whatnot, but, you know, all I gotta say is this: stop wearing the big ass fucking chains. It's quite literally, it's a debt trap for no reason.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
Like, what's the fucking point of them? Me personally, obviously, rappers can do what they want. You can do what you want with your money, but Sean Kingston did not have the money. So let's look into this together.
Do it.
Sean Kingston getting sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison today for wire fraud. His lawyers saying this case was about more than just theft.
It was about the fact that he was a 16-year-old who rose to fame overnight and never had any guidance on finances, never knew how much money was in his bank account.
What? He never knew how much money was in his bank? What? How old is Sean Kingston?
Oh, mother.
Bro was born in 1990, so he's 35. He never knew at any point how much money he had in his bank account.
That's some old bullshit.
What? No. I know how much money I had in my bank account. Like, I started actively freaking knowing when I was like 16, when I was like first started working. And like, even then, like a year before, I knew how much money I had in my bank account. Granted, it wasn't anything because I wasn't working, but like I still knew that like I had my Fat Cat account, which is like this thing your parents can set up for you when you're young, and it's an account that you can use for the rest of your life. It transforms into a regular account. once you know you get a certain age, but like before then, you know, just your parents can see all the things you do. 35 years old and you never knew how much money you had in your bank account. It's bullshit, dude.
Business managers handle that, and some of them didn't handle it properly. So we're here today because Sean still to this day doesn't know how much money is in his bank account and does like to buy nice stuff.
Okay, well then don't buy nice stuff if you don't know if you can afford it or not.
Correct!
Also, no duh. Yeah, business managers get involved in superstars' life and they, you know, they manage this and that. Like superstars, I don't want to say their life is like this uber difficult thing, right? Because they, you know, you're still making a bit more money than most people, you know, even if a lot of it is definitely taken, a lot of it is definitely like subsidized and all this stuff. Most of the jewelry you see these people wear on the red carpet, they don't own. This is why they always wear, like, all these fashion designers always basically like set up these stars with their outfits and things. They don't actually own what you see most of the time, but you're still wealthy compared to the average person, right? Even after all that subsidization stuff, especially today. Now in the past, you know, a lot of artists were basically getting bent over and no lubed, or maybe Vaseline was the lube, which if you've ever had sex with Vaseline, whether it's in the old back door or in the coin purse, it's not fun.
Oh, Lord!
They were getting screwed. I think like all the boy bands from like basically the late 80s and earlier, like basically were making like $5 a show. It was fucking insane. It was psychotic. But like celebrities today, especially when Sean Kingston was coming up, sure, it was still a lot heavy subsidization, but you could, especially the year where the 2 years where he was actually like big, he should have easily pulled at least $1 million to maybe somewhere in the range of like $2 million or $3 million, both of those years, off of his stuff if he was, you know, properly working, properly putting out stuff, properly doing shows and everything. I mean, he was the opener for fucking Justin Bieber during the Justin Bieber craze. Like, you mean to tell me you didn't make millions of dollars?
Remember, his mother was found.
Bam!
That's messed up. Why they do his mama like that? Okay, yeah, she's a criminal, whatever. Why they do his mama like that? Somebody get that woman back her wig. That's not fucking fair at all. Give that woman back her wig. That's not fair at all. Also, this man literally has lost no baby fat. I feels your struggle, but that's not right. They got his mom up here looking like a partially shaved scrotum. That's so not right. That's
Guilty of fraud and grand theft as well. She got sentenced to 5 years in federal prison last month. Prosecutors said Kingston and his mother used his celebrity name to trick luxury businesses into delivering things to them before getting payment.
Which I don't understand businesses that do that. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's like Jeff Bezos walked through the door. I mean, Elon Musk, for crying out loud. He came out that his companies aren't paying their fucking bills. Rich people don't pay bills, but they can, which is insane. Average people, we don't pay bills because we can't.
I'm broke, nigga! I'm broke!
Which is also insane because we work hard as fuck, and there is no reason we should not be able to pay our bills except for the fact that rich people continuously exploit us. I digress.
The payments were then made using fraudulent or worthless wire transfers. Kingston and his mom.
That's where they fucked up the most. I'm sorry to keep pausing this, but that's where I feel like they fucked up the most is the wire transfers. You can't make payments. You can't send stuff over the wire with the intent to make payments knowing it's going to bounce. You just cannot. It doesn't matter if you say I didn't know what was in my account, blah blah blah. Like, okay, well then you shouldn't be the one sending the payment, should you? You should have your team do it. But the moment they did that is the moment this thing became like super federal. Like before then, I felt like a lot of the things he was accused of, and like I said, if you want more, go watch the Spencer Cornelia video. I feel like a lot of the things he was accused of before, it was sure stolen items and definitely well above the amount to equal a felony. But like even if you're a washed up celebrity, usually the judicial system can be like shook and moved in order to get things done with you. Now lately, we got folks like Diddy, and R. Kelly.
Y'all trying to kill me! You killing me, man!
Okay, bud, let's take about 20% off over there, eh?
You are proving that to be the counter standard, but I mean, Diddy might be out on a freaking pardon from Trump, which is further reason to release the Epstein files. And R. Kelly is, he pissed on somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. And I think an underage girl, allegedly.
That's stupid! Use your common sense.
So, yeah, lock that motherfucker up.
Ended up stealing more than $1 million worth of stuff. According to arrest warrants, the pair defrauded a jewelry business, a luxury bed company, car dealerships, and a TV company.
All right, I lied. Never mind. I didn't know it was that much. Did not know it was that much. You definitely go to jail. There's no moving the fucking judicial system on that. You go to jail.
Jesse Kurst is joining us now with more on this outside the courthouse. Jesse, the sentence, it could have been worse, right? The government had asked for more time. What happened in court and what's coming next?
Yeah, so prosecutors, Yasmin, had asked for 60 months behind bars. He wound up getting sentenced to 42 months, as well as 3 years of supervised release. His attorneys have been pushing for him to spend no time behind bars. His legal team arguing that Sean Kingston should have just served time under house arrest, which he had been doing leading up to it.
How is his whole squad, still able to walk around looking like this? I don't know, whatever.
His sentencing, his attorneys had pointed to several things, including the fact that they say that he had repaid much of what was owed. They pointed to what they say were good.
I don't want any of the males going down in the comments saying anything. I know what you're looking at, and I need you to keep control of yourself, okay? Just keep control of yourself.
Works he'd done in the past, including serving meals around Thanksgiving to those in need. But the judge clearly determined that Kingston needed to spend at least some time behind bars. We did hear from Kingston's legal team afterward. We did not hear from Kingston himself because he was immediately taken into custody. Here's part of what we heard from Kingston's legal team.
Also, you need to serve time behind bars. You could afford a lawyer who got some decent time shaved off in what should have been open shut case, and got the judge to prevent the prosecution from expounding further. Come on, dog. You had money. You put yourself in this situation, dude. Because, if he was really, really broke, as he was probably professing, and, over here, oh, my team took all my money, blah, 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 and they never told me this or told me that, then, you wouldn't have been able to afford a private lawyer. This woman is most definitely a competent lawyer at the bare minimum. To go in there with the balls, the chutzpah, okay, the freaking overall just massive Grand Canyon filling nutsack, and say, we want him to serve all this time as a probation free is insane. Considering the evidence, again, you gotta watch the Spencer Cornelia video.
I think that anybody who buys diamond jewelry, and you all know from social media, I would call it an addiction. Just like people who have an addiction to gambling get a lower sentence. I would say that...
What?
All right, never mind. Called it competent, a bit delusional. Maybe still competent, but a bit delusional. Jury can be on the equivalency of gambling. Look, you can get addicted to anything, right? You can get addicted to anything. You can get addicted to jury. But we weren't talking Walmart pieces or 1 or 2 times a year, $10,000 items. We were talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of items. In fact, we were talking about $1 million worth of items, and it wasn't just jury. So how do you explain the other categories?
This was an addiction to nice stuff.
I have never heard that as an offense. I take it back. She's no longer competent.
And here's also a look, Yasmin, at some of the figures.
First off, free my mans from the $200K from Bank of America. Fuck the big banks. Free my man from, I don't know if First Republic Bank is a big bank, but still, fuck the banks. $160K from an Escalade dealer. Let me make something very, very clear to all the people out there who still think Cadillacs are fucking dope. Sure, the CTS or whatever it's called, fast car, pretty cool, but it's the only thing they got that's pretty cool. Okay, everything else they produce is just a fucking waddling boat coming down the road. Don't go purchasing a vehicle from them, especially because that $160K, based off of the prices of some Cadillacs these days, that was one car. Don't get into that trap. Okay, don't do it. $86K from a customized beds manufacturer? What fucking bed is $86,000? Dog, you're hefty. You're not my 600-pound fucking life. What the fuck are we doing? What type of bed is $86,000? This means gonna say, oh, but it's plural because it's beds. Bro, even if he bought 10 California Kings, $86,000 for fucking beds is stupid. What is an $86,000 bed? Does it like jerk you off right before you wake up so you don't have morning wood? Like, what the does this bed do at $86,000?
Years that have been discussed in this case, and at this point, the amount of restitution is still TBD. There's a hearing set in October, or I should say in October. That is when we are expecting a conclusion to the amount of money that Sean Kingston will still owe, unless there is any kind of agreement reached between prosecutors and the defense team in between between now and then. And that is what played out outside of the courthouse. We're actually in Miami now, so we're in the general area, but that's what played outside the courthouse. Again, we saw Sean Kingston going into the courthouse. He didn't say anything to us when I asked him what he was going to say to the judge, but he did make some brief comments in the courtroom. He made the push to be able to turn himself in, saying he had some medical appointments that he needed to handle before he was taken into custody, but the judge had him immediately remanded to custody, and so now he's going to be spending years now, Yasmin, behind bars.
Yeah, he was gonna run. I ain't gonna lie, he was gonna run. That judge was smart. I messed up, sure, but he was definitely going to run. Where he was gonna run to, I mean, he was raised in Jamaica. He was born in America, but he was raised in Jamaica, so maybe there, which I'm pretty sure Jamaica has an extradition treaty with America. But with the way the U.S. government is going right now, I mean, dude probably thought, all I need to do is stay on the run in Jamaica for like 6 months, and I'm gooch, because the people who will be after me will be like Civil War time or some shit. But yeah, I just wanted to cover something lighthearted. Also get a quick video out. Might record 2 or 3 more videos after this, just so I could have them in the loop and post them when they're done. But
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, Sean Kingston is sinking his way to jail over $1 million fraud scheme because he didn't know how much money he had in his bank account. And that was his defense's motion at age fucking 35. I think a lot of this stuff happened when he was like in his 20s, early 20s specifically. Although recently, him and his mom, I did read they were like scamming or doing the same thing, allegedly, in a mansion, like where they were staying. So he was still doing this. He was still riding the high, right? He was still, granted, he was probably somehow like having to quite literally lie like crazy, because most people nowadays, even people who listen to them, like if you said his name, they probably wouldn't even fucking remember who the fuck he was, because it's been that long. Dude has not released music in that long, and once again, I am dating the fuck out of myself, and I hate it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Would you have gone into $1 million worth of fraud for an $86,000 bed and a fucking oversized Cadillac and maybe 1 or 2 chains that totaled like $460,000, which is crazy? And also don't forget to check out the Spencer Cornelia video that I will once again, as I said, have linked in the description below. Do it, 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 do it. But at least we might get like, I don't know, maybe some new music. 3.5 years, this is a lot of time to write some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the way prison is nowadays, you know, you can get some recording equipment in there somehow and record a few vocals and put out some more music, you know?